Hello to everyone. Salam alaikum. I am Dr. Meniw from Latin America. I am CEO of the Innovation Center of Bolivia and Vice President of Corporation Colombia 5.0. First of all, I would like to say thank you for the people who invited me and let me be part of your webinars. So the topic that I'm going to share with you is the fifth industrial revolution. We know that we are facing right now the fourth industrial revolution, but we are facing in the coming years the fifth industrial revolution. And for that, we have to be prepared from now on, because the fifth industrial revolution, the difference with the fourth is going to be for example, the differences of the human species, the possibility to live on the moon or in Mars, for example. So it's going to be the most important experience of evolution in the history of Earth. So when we say about the fifth industrial revolution, we must say that this revolution, in my opinion, is not going to be for trade only. It's going to be a massive transformation, and so exponential that we are going to see in all senses. We have already 200 years of industrial revolutions. The first was the mechanization, steam, and water power, and the second was the mass production and electricity. The third was electronic and IT systems and automatization, and the fourth was cyber physical system. And we are now in the fourth industrial revolution, but we are going to see like a mix with the 4 and the 5, because today digitalization is the introduction of connected devices, data analytics, and artificial intelligence, technologies to automate process further. But the fifth industrial revolution is going to be personalization. So it's going to be focused on the cooperation between man and machine, as human intelligence works in harmony with cognitive computing, by putting humans back into industrial production with the collaborative robots. Workers will be upscaled to provide value-added tasks in production, leading to mass customization and personalization for customers. To explain all the characteristics that we are going to see in the fifth industrial revolution, we have to say space economy, 4D printer, satellite internet, superfood, quantum computing, renewable energy, super longevity, autonomous cars, synthetic humans, blockchain, nanotechnology, virtual life, Internet of Things, and industrial IoT. Because now we are facing the IoT revolution, but in the coming 10 or 15 years, we are going to have the industrial IoT. And the fifth industrial revolution is going to be a massive, like I said, revolution, because we are going to be interplanetary species. So for that, we are going to produce on the moon, on Mars. So it's going to be a different conception of seeing the world, and a different conception of seeing us as a human beings, because we are going to have personal challenges that we are going to face. For example, we are going to be more attempt to be with passion, with mental resilience, with people who are going to work with the imagination as a new tool, because imagination is going to be so necessary to be the center of the transformation that we are going to have in the coming 10 or 15 years. Because we are going to have an extension of our life, an extension of ourselves, because everything is going to be connected, and everything is going to be so different, because satellite internet is going to give us the opportunity with 5G, Internet of Things, but with 6G, we are going to have the virtual life. And at the same time, we're going to see at the end of 2030, more than 40,000 satellites on the space. And it's going to be a tremendous challenges that we're going to face thanks to that. And it's not going to be only Starlink, it's going to be Amazon, Google, Facebook. So we're going to be a new concept of internet. And when we have to say about the evolution of internet, we must say that the first internet was the internet of information, because it was to be updated with the news and be so updated. And nowadays we see that the people who can consider as an intelligent people is the people who are the people, sorry, that know too many things. But the most important thing is not read all the time and read everything that we are going to see on the media. The most important thing is the selection, because we have too trash nowadays on the media. So that's why we have to be selective. And the second internet that we are going to see from the next year to 235 is going to be the second internet. And that internet is going to be the internet of connection, because thanks COVID, we are seeing that the people is going to be connected through the devices and create human experiences, in terms of that we are not going to have the opportunity, if the pandemic continue, in the case that we are going to have tremendous challenges, because our life is going to be changed thanks the pandemic, or the future pandemics that we are going to have. The values, or the new values that we are going to create thanks to this, is going to be the creation of the internet of the connection. And we are going to see, like, the world is going to be like a new way to see the world. It's not going to be the globalization as we saw. It's going to be the globalization of the intelligence. And that intelligence is going to be connecting through the connection of the people's hearts. And the third internet that we are going to see is going to be from 2035 to 2060. And it's going to be the internet of the virtuality life. So everything is going to be virtual. So we are going to have the commerce or have our experiences in virtual worlds. And we are going to have the possibility to choose if you choose to live this reality, or if you choose to live in other realities, such as virtual worlds in general, like as the virtual world that is going to offer us Facebook, for example, when we say horizon, like a new world of opportunities. And we are going to experiment not just only the possibility to be connected in virtual worlds. We are going to get married on that world. We are going to have kids and work and have our lives on the virtual worlds. And our economy is going to be completely different, because the cost of the raw material is going to be energy plus information. And this is something that we are going to see right now, because with the lockdown that we are having in most of the countries in the world because of COVID, we are going to see, like, the most important asset that we have nowadays is the mentality of the people and the business that mentality can provide. But in terms of that 2025 is going to be the year of nanotechnology, we are going to see that the tremendous challenges that we are going to see thanks to that, and it's going to be so important to see that the new trade that we are going to see is going to be only energy plus information, because nowadays we have the opportunity to print food, for example, to print everything, even buildings we can print. So we are going to have the possibility to see all the trades in terms of the new trade that we are going to see, doing this mathematics, and see a tremendous challenge for people who doesn't know about the new ways to do business, for example. And the new way to do business is through our minds. That's why when we say that, some people say, for example, that, for example, Ray Kurzweil says that we are going to have the singularity in 2035. For example, another guy, Elon Musk, says that only in 5 years, in 2005, we are going to see the superhuman, the super intelligence, artificial intelligence, and that's why once we achieve that goal, that we are going to see a super artificial intelligence, in that moment we are going to have the opportunity to experience the commercial singularity. And when I say commercial singularity, I say because everything is going to be made by technology, by artificial intelligence. So if one artificial intelligence is going to have the whole intelligence of the people, of the population in the world, so everything is going to be made by a commercial singularity. And nowadays we have to see what kind of proposals the world can provide us. For example, if you take a look, you can see Germany with the goal of 4.0 industry. In Latin America, everyone is talking about 4.0, but the situation is like China and USA provide the 75% of the whole 4.0 industry. That's why in Latin America it's not necessary to talk about that industry, because it's not necessary, because in that case, if we are going to do this, we have to adopt those technologies, not to think that we are going to be the producers of the industry of the 4.0 industry, because for that we have China in Shanghai or Silicon Valley in USA. And at the same time, we have to say that China 2025, in my opinion, is going to be a tremendous impact in the world, because we have the Silk Road, or for example, the smart companies and the quantum cities, or too many things that are going to be impressive in terms of China 2025, and society 5.0 Japan. All the transformation is going to be in terms of the population is going to become cyborgs, and the model of USA, smart factories. Well, in that case, we are seeing that everything is going to be automated in USA. So some people say that in only 10 years, more than the 25% of the all jobs is going to be disrupted by technology. And for Latin America, what we have the future 5.0, Colombia. And when we are saying about Colombia, we have to say that we are focused on space education and economy of the space, because we know that in the coming years, not just only Amazon or Elon Musk are going to focus on the moon or Mars. We know that the fifth industrial revolution, part of it is going to be on the moon, is going to be on Mars. That's why we are working to spread this education in Latin countries, starting with Colombia. And at the same time, we want to smart megacities. The concept of smart cities is not, in my opinion, is not necessary to adopt in Latin America, because it's not going to be something good for the population in general. That's why the concept of smart megacities is much better, because we have the opportunity to unify huge cities with the small cities, and at the same time we can democratize everything with those smart mega cities. If we have the possibility to unify small with the biggest cities in the region, and we create smart mega cities around Latin America. And at the same time, we know that the democratization of technology is going to be so necessary for our continent if you want to see with future this continent. We have to have a legislation for artificial intelligence. We have to create a council of the future in Latin America. And we must think as a society, not as a community, not as only Colombia. But in Colombia, we are seeing that we are going to do an open source of our knowledge, and we are going to spread our ideas, and we want to share our goals with the whole continent in Latin America. That's why we are talking about the globalization of intelligence, not just only in Latin America. This is something necessary for the climate change, the possibility to have a super artificial intelligence in the coming years. So the most important thing in the coming industrial revolution that we are going to have, that is going to start with the beginning of the super artificial intelligence. When we see that possibility, we are going to see that the fourth industrial revolution is not going to exist anymore. So the steps to be ready for the future that we are going to have from now on, in terms that we are going to face the COVID situation, and nowadays the situation in Latin America, as far as probably you know very well, because you read the newspapers and you watch news. So probably you know the situation that we are facing right now is not good. But I have the opportunities to share my ideas with you, and to share our goals that we are going to share with the world as soon as this situation of COVID ends. It's too important to know that in Latin America we are working not just only for the fourth industrial revolution. We are actually working for the fifth industrial revolution, and we know that the fifth industrial revolution is going to be in 10 years, more or less. But we must start with kids, because we know that kids are the salvation of the continent, and with them we are going to transform the continent, and we are going to create possibilities of trade with Asia, because we know that in Asia is the future of innovation, and that's why we want to create joint ventures with universities of Asia, or startups from Asia who want to bring their business to Latin America, and for that will be a good opportunity to share experiences and see what we can do together. And this opportunity that I'm having nowadays with you through this webinar is a good experience for me, because it's going to show you that in Latin America, despite of everything that we are facing right now with the COVID and the corruption and the problem that we are facing after the pandemic situation, but despite of that, we are going to have this project that we are working nowadays during this COVID situation in Colombia. We are seeing that in the coming 5 years, the tremendous challenges that we are going to face with the climate change, with the education and the technology that we must create, more technology, we must generate a democratization, as I said, of the technology in the region, among other things, because we have a tremendous challenge ahead, and the only thing that in my opinion we can see a better future for all of us is to join all the intelligence in the continent and see that we can do this, because Latin America, as you know, have too much potential in natural resources, but at the same time our countries are poor in general. So the problem is not natural resources, the problem is not intelligence, the problem in my opinion is the corruption and the lack of vision. The vision that in Asia, for example, you have, because you are building a tremendous cities, you are building a tremendous industry of technology, starting with China, India, Indonesia, Singapore, among other countries. And I know that in the coming 5 years, the relationship between Latin America, or especially cities, because in my opinion, we are not going to see trade between countries anymore, because we know that the future of the world is going to be between cities and regions, because the concept of a state is going to be so down. And now we are seeing the situation in UK, we are seeing the situation in Spain. We have seen the situation even in USA with California. the situation is that not the whole country in general is going to have the power of the knowledge about the fourth or the fifth industrial revolution. I think it's going to be, in general, a tremendous challenge for each country to provide richest cities and unify those richest cities with the poor cities in every country. And after that, we are going to see a better future for those countries. And to say the last things about this, it's too important to see the future with the positive. It's too important to see the future as a collaborative world, because otherwise, if we continuously thinking in ourselves and not to be someone who can cooperate with others, in that case, we are going to see that the world is going to face a tremendous problems, because we are not going to be alone anymore in the coming years. We are going to have the opportunity to live between hybrid humans. And when I say hybrid humans, I mean when quantum computing and artificial intelligence is going to be unified and is going to provide hybrid humans. And that day, and some people said it's going to be in the coming 5 years, like Elon Musk or others. For example, Ray Kurzweil. First was 2045, and then in the last conversation that I saw of this guy, he said that it's going to be in 2035. So I think that we must do something about it. We must open our minds. We must open our hearts. And the most important thing before I finish, the key of the solution or the key for a better future in our countries, in our families, start with our hearts, because the heart is more important than our brains, because the brain is going to be for machines, because machine is going to have all the power of the mind, without the power of imagination, without the power of passion, without the power of creativity. But we know that when we say about passion, the love, intelligence, creativity, we know that is the connection with the heart in our brain. But when we say about only brain, we know that artificial intelligence is going to be a copy of our brains. But to do a copy of our hearts, in my opinion, is going to be more difficult than copy our brains. So that's why I think that our solution for the better future for everyone, starting for our hearts. So that is the key, not just only for the future of the economy in the region or in the world. It's the key for the future of the humankind, you know, because otherwise, if we don't focus in our emotions, if we don't focus in how we can work with other people, in that case, we are going to be alone, and the smart computing is going to replace us without any doubt. And once we have a chip, once someone put us a chip in our brains, and we don't see this situation, that we have to be more compassion with others. We have to work with teams. We have to not be egocentric. We must do those things, because if we don't start doing this, the situation is going to be a tremendous problem for our kids in the coming 5, 10, or 15 years. So thank you so much again for this invitation. I quite thankful for this, and I hope to see you soon, and you are all invited to come to Latin America. Thank you so much, and God bless you.